What's going on, guys? It's Cole, and welcome to week 3 of season 11. After this week, there's guaranteed to be one less undefeated team, as our opponent this week, Kevin and the Phoenix Primals, is also undefeated. So first off, let's take a look at our team. You'll see that Comfy is no longer on the team, but Pecharunt is. I decided to drop Comfy because during the draft I forgot it couldn't Terra, so it became less useful. But anyway, let's take a look at the Phoenix Primals team. So Kevin has a snow team consisting of Alolan Ninetails, Cetitan, Grimmsnarl, Galarian Slowking, Donphan, and Dusclops. And his newest team members, Iron Bundle, who replaced Excalibur, Skeledirge, who replaced Empoleon, Bastiodon, who replaced Crocalor, and Diplin, who replaced Spidops. So next, let's look at the team we are bringing this week. So this week, we're bringing Weezing, because I didn't want to bring Tornadus or Garchomp against 3 ice types, Volbeat, Iron Treads, Pecharunt, Hawlucha, and of course, Dragalge. The team I expect him to bring is Alolan Ninetails, Cetitan, Grimmsnarl, Galarian Slowking, Donphan, and Iron Bundle. So the sets I'm bringing are as follows. Weezing with a Custap Berry, Endure, Explosion, Sludge Bomb, and Protect. Volbeat with a Citrus Berry, Max HP, 130 in defense and 120 in special defense. Thunder Wave, Taunt, Brick Break, and Rain Dance. Air Balloon Pecharunt with Max HP, 136 in defense and 120 in special attack. With Nasty Plot, Hex, Malignant Chain, and Recover. Scarfed Iron Treads with Max Special Attack. I decided to bring Special Attack this week because I've been bringing physical, so I decided to switch it up. So Max Special Attack and Speed, Volt Switch, Earth Power, Flash Cannon, and Steel Beam, in case I need to click the nuke. Sashed Unburdened Hawlucha with Max Speed and Attack, with Endeavor, Brick Break, Upper Hand, and Defog. Upper Hand was basically for if I faced Excalibur and I thought it was going to go for Ice Shard. And Specs Adaptability Dragalge with 84 in HP, Max Special Attack, and 172 in Speed. With Flip Turn, Draco Meteor, Sludge Bomb, and this time, Steel Terra Blast. So game 1, we lead off with Volbeat, as he leads with Donphan. So I start off by clicking Taunt, stopping him from going for Stealth Rocks. On the next turn, I hard swap and send in Hawlucha as he goes for a rapid spin. Following turn, I go for a soft Brick Break as he knocks out Hawlucha with Ice Spinner. I then send out Weezing and go for a Protect as he goes for Rock since his taunt wore off. I then fail an Endure because I forgot you couldn't go for Endure right after another protection move. As he brings Weezing down to 51 HP with an Earthquake. Following turn, I swap out Weezing into Pecharunt, avoiding the EQ with my Air Balloon. Thinking he's going to switch, I go for a Nasty Plot as he switches Donphan into Slowking. On the following turn, I go for a +2 super effective Hex that does about 2/3 of his health as he goes for a Future Sight. Expecting a switch, I go for Malignant Chain, which hits the swapped in Donphan for over half of its health, but no poison. The following turn, knowing I'll die to a Future Sight, I swap out Pecharunt into Volbeat, who takes an Ice Spinner from Donphan, eats a Citrus Berry, and then almost dies to the aforementioned Future Sight. He then swaps out into Slowking as I go for a barely negligible Brick Break. I then miss a Thunder Wave, because of course I do, as he Chilly Receptions out into Cetitan. Who proceeds to KO Volbeat on the next turn with an Ice Shard. And the following turn, Weezing uses a Custap Explosion as it was brought into range by Stealth Rocks, doing a small amount of damage to Cetitan. And then send out Iron Treads and knock out the recently switched in Donphan with a Flash Cannon. He then sends out Iron Bundle, activating his booster energy, boosting his speed, and giving him enough speed to knock out Iron Treads with a Hydro Pump. I then send out Dragalge as he swaps into Slowking, as I Terra into a Steel type, and do about 2/3 of his health with the Draco Meteor. I then go out into Pecharunt as he heals himself with Slack Off. After that, I go for a Nasty Plot as he goes for a Future Sight. And then being greedy, I go for another Nasty Plot as he Chilly Receptions out into Grimmsnarl. I go for Malignant Chain as he Terras into a Poison type and goes for a Bulk Up, as I do a small amount of damage and then die to Future Sight. Dragalge then comes out, goes for a Terra Blast, as he hits me hard with a +1 Drain Punch, healing a good chunk before he knocks me out with a Sucker Punch, ending Game 1 with 5 Pokemon remaining on his team. Alright, so in Game 2, we are leading off with Dragalge, hoping he leads Donphan again. Even if he doesn't switch, I'm clicking the Nuke Choice Specs Adaptability Draco Meteor as he hard swaps into Slowking, taking about 97% of its health and damage. Even though I'm at -2, I know I'm free to just click it again. As he hard swaps into Ninetails, setting up the snow for free, since, fairies are immune to dragon moves. The following turn, I swap in Hawlucha as he sets up Aurora Veil. After that, I blow away the Aurora Veil with Defog, as he knocks Hawlucha to Sash with Blizzard, and of course, he freezes it. He once again sets up Veil, as I remain frozen. So hopefully the following turn we can thaw out and knock him to 1 HP with Endeavor, which we do. And he knocks us out with another Blizzard. I then send in Iron Treads. And he decides to just let Ninetails fall, as Iron Treads brings down Ninetails with a Flash Cannon. He then sends in Cetitan, after which I hard swap into Weezing as he Terra Steel and goes for a Belly Drum and eats his Citrus Berry. I then go for a Protect, blocking the attack, followed by failing an Endure, because I didn't realize you can't go for Endure right after a protection move. So he knocks out Weezing with an Earthquake. Following turn, I send out Volbeat, who then proceeds to be knocked to 19 HP by an Ice Shard before eating our Citrus Berry, but we do paralyze it with Thunder Wave. The following turn, I just let Volbeat go down to another Ice Shard. I then send out Iron Treads once again, who knocks out the Steely Whale with an Earth Power. He then sends out Iron Bundle, who then proceeds to hit my switched in Dragalge with a resisted Hydro Pump. I then have a choice. I can either do the obvious play and Terra Steel on a predicted ice move, or I don't Terra and risk being KO'd by an ice move. In case he reads me terrestrializing and goes for another Hydro Pump. So I take the first option and Terra Steel, as he does read me, but doesn't knock me out with a Hydro Pump, as I one-shot the Robotic Bird with a Terra Blast. He then sends out Donphan, who takes about 97% of its health from another Terra Blast, before knocking out Dragalge with an Earthquake. I then send out Iron Treads, who knocks out his Gen 2 counterpart with a Flash Cannon. This leaves Iron Treads and Pecharunt versus Slowking and Grimmsnarl. He sends out Slowking, who goes for Future Sight, as I do a small amount with another Flash Cannon. He then switches in Grimmsnarl. Who gets brought low by a Flash Cannon. And by low, I mean just under 50%. gets some leftovers recovery. He then hits me with a bulk up after another flash cannon, leaves him in the red, recovering some HP as Treads gets hit with a Future Sight. On the next turn, however, Treads does knock out Grimmsnarl with another flash cannon, leaving it at a 2v1. After a few turns of back and forth flash cannons and slack offs, and another Future Sight, but that doesn't hit. Iron Treads is knocked out by an Ice Beam from Slowking, as Pecharunt takes his place on the field, as KOs Slowking with a Hex, winning us Game 2, and marking the first time this season that someone has won a game against Kevin, as his victories in the other 2 prior weeks were 2 straight games. In Game 3, I once again lead off with Dragalge, as he leads off this time with Slowking. So even though I could go for the nuke again, there's a good chance he reads it and swaps into Ninetails. So on the off chance that he does that, I go for a flipped turn. And I swap in Volbeat as he just goes for a Future Sight. On the next turn, I go for a taunt as he hard swaps into Grimmsnarl, becoming immune to my taunt, because obviously dark types are immune to Prankster. So I switch into Weezing as he goes for a bulk up, and Weezing dies to Future Sight, because I may or may not have forgotten it was hanging out up in the air. So then I decide to send out Dragalge. So now, I have another choice to make. I can easily just Terra and go for a Terra Blast and hit him for super effective damage. But if he Terras it too, then he's not weak to it, and he can easily just hit me with a +1 Drain Punch. Or I can read him terastallizing and just click the nuke. Click Draco Meteor. But on the downside, if he reads that, he's not going to Terra. And, well, I can't hit him, because then I'll have to switch out. Or I could go for a Sludge Bomb. But then if he Terras, he resists it. So I make one of those competitive decisions, and I click Draco Meteor. And he terastallizes and lands in the very low red from the Draco, as he recovers a little bit of HP with a Drain Punch. So, expecting him to hit a +1 Sucker Punch, I swap into Volbeat, who can now paralyze Grimmsnarl with Thunder Wave, since it's not a Dark type anymore. So I do indeed go for the Thunder Wave. As he hits a small resisted Drain Punch, getting a little bit more health back between that and his leftovers, but also proccing our Citrus Berry. So I, hoping for a full para, go into Dragalge, where he goes for a Spirit Break, doing really good damage and lowering our special attack. So I once again click Draco Meteor, and he goes for a Sucker Punch but is fully paralyzed. So we will knock out Loki with a second Draco Meteor. So now we still have Terra available, but he does not. So we've drawn first blood. So he then sends back out Slowking. As we swap back out into Volbeat. And he once again clicks Future Sight. So I go for a Taunt, since nothing he has is immune to Taunt. As he sends out Donphan. I'm going to let you know now, I never once clicked Upper Hand in this battle at all, so I'm kind of disappointed that I couldn't use it. So we then swap out into Hawlucha. He once again clicks Rapid Spin. And Hawlucha dies to the other Future Sight. That was intentional, though. I did remember that one. But I just figured, Hawlucha's not really going to do much in this battle, so I can afford to sack it here. So I can go into Walter. So I go for a Nasty Plot as he outspeeds with Ice Spinner. As he no longer is taunted. He clicks Earthquake, bringing us down to 70 HP. We click Malignant Chain, do more than 50% of his health, and once again, I don't get the poison. Next week, I swear to God, I better get a poison off of that thing. And we will die to another Earthquake. Leaving Iron Treads, Volbeat, and Dragalge versus Bundle, Ninetails, Slowking, Donphan, and Cetitan. We then send out Treads. So I click the other nuke, Steel Beam. knock out Donphan and take 50% recoil. 50% of our health, that is. So we then send out Slowking. And I don't want Iron Treads to die because even though at this point I kind of had a feeling I was going to lose this game. Going into this, I was expecting to lose 2-0. Wasn't expecting to win game 2. So we switch out into Dragalge as he goes for a chilly reception. Because he's terrible at stand-up.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Hey, funny guy! I got a joke for you! What smells rotten and puts people to sleep?
Noxious gas?
No! Your act!
So he then sends out the Titan, who is absolutely free to click Earthquake, but just in case he doesn't, I go for the Terra. And Cetitan knocks out Dragalge. So then send in Volbeat. Click Rain Dance just so he knows I have it. As he withdraws and goes into Slowking again. I'll just go for a taunt because why not? As he once again goes for another Future Sight. I go for a Thunder Wave, expecting him to swap, but he doesn't. He just clicks Ice Beam. Yeah, so we lose this game. Like, it doesn't matter. Nothing I can do will win. So he sends out Aurora of the Ninetails. As I go for a soft Brick Break. And then die to Future Sight. But anyway, alright. So next week we will be going up against Ed and the Vero Beach Volcaronas. That will be for, and by next week I mean this week because it's currently Wednesday and my battle's in 2 days. But anyway, we go out into Iron Treads. He swaps out back into Slowking. And I go for a Flash Cannon. But yeah, so we have Ed next. And we've lost it. This is our first loss of the season. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to go through this whole thing undefeated. There was no way that was happening. Oh, and also, by the way, I never once got a special defense drop on Flash Cannon. I know it's only 10%, but I figured after all the ones I hit. And then, of course, at the end, he gets a crit. So Slowking gets a kill. we lose to Kevin, who remains undefeated at 3-0, and the Mid-Valley Meowths are still undefeated as well. So, Kevin, good job. Ed, I'll see you in 2 days. Later.